All right, Zach. Hey, I wanted to go over some suggestions I'm making. You came really super close with the video. I felt really close, really good choices in what you made, but there's a couple of improvements that I'm recommending from my experience on things. So let's go through it. So starting from the beginning here.
Name's John Howard. I work for Lifetime Construction. Superintendent here. Been with them since 2006. I do the day-to-day coordination and layout of the entire project. What's being done, what's going to be getting done, coordinating manpower, telling the subcontractors what we need to get completed in what time frames, scheduling, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, with them, they need to.
Okay, so first thing I did on my edit of John talking is I took a lot of the uhs out and the and stuff, and what I found is that you don't necessarily even have to see, even if the cuts visually are maybe a little bit fast. Cutting out all the ums and all the stalls really makes it pace a bit faster. And so that was just a minor thing. I would call it a minor thing, but I also think it's kind of a major thing to really spend a bit of time of really cleaning up his delivery. I watched the beginning of mine. Also, you did exactly what we had talked about in terms of moving him down there. But one of the things that I did differently would be on the logo treatment. I'll explain that in a second. So when you hear mine, know that I was kind of cutting some stuff out, some of the ums, and trying to move a bit quicker in that edit.
Name's John Howard. I work for Lifetime Construction. Superintendent here. I do the day-to-day coordination, telling the subcontractors what we need to get completed in what time frames. The Edge was the contractor that was hired to do.
So the edge was the contractor at about 15 seconds. So you didn't have that like the edge, and so I wanted to get their name in a bit faster. So I got that in a bit faster, and then what you'll also see is I use the logo, and this is kind of the theme what we want to use on all videos. If there's any time we can use a logo versus the title and the text, the way that's clean and that looks really good. But people are going to read this better. And a little pro tip is I should have told you what fonts to use that are consistent with the website. But if you're always in question, you can always go to the website and kind of see what fonts are being used, and then use the exact same font. So I'm using the fonts that we're using on the website and the logo because that's going to be easier. This is a big brand, and this is good for people to see. So let's continue listening to some of the cuts.
I do the day-to-day coordination, telling the subcontractors what we need to get completed in what time frames. The Edge was the contractor that was hired to do the framing, acoustical ceiling in the space.
When he said the Edge, I brought in the logo right there, which he didn't have in.
And I need to rough in the walls by the electrical and mechanical plumbing, and then we need to hang the walls. So
this was exceptionally good that you found that you had this in while going through all the visuals. So that was really great.
Behind that comes like wall covering and paints, and so they have a lot of pieces involved in the sequencing that have to happen before flooring can go down in the space. Having Danny out here, Danny Rios, he's been phenomenal. And all his guys on site are really easy to work with. And it's nice having the Edge on the team here because makes it so much easier for us to do our job.
So that last part, so you did a great job of coordinating and talking about the walls and what the Edge was doing. It was perfect. We're seeing all that stuff.
The sequencing that have to happen before flooring can go down in the space. It's nice having the Edge on the team here because makes it so much easier for us to do our job.
Perfect. Perfect conclusion. You did exactly what I would have done in terms of getting the Edge. But like I said, I added a little bit more in getting that Danny part. I added that in because, again, he's talking about something. It was a very personal, even though we don't know who Danny is, we know that Danny's on the Edge. And I thought that was.
Because it's the Edge on the team here because makes it so much easier for us to do our job.
So that was really that was great, and then I just brought the logo in, and then the other thing is I gave you the wrong URL. So what we're doing is we're trying to make it easy for somebody to read a URL like this. So the Edge Construction, capitalized T, E, C, and C again. So and then again using the fonts. But other than that, it was super close. I think the other thing I did too was I put a little bit more space around John's head so that it was pretty much always in frame, where it's kind of cutting off a little bit more in yours. And then the other thing I wanted to say is toward the end here, I don't want to forget to mention this clip is supposed to be cut out. Bill did not want that in, so if you can get rid of that. And then the other thing I'm thinking is to remove this clip on the roof because of this, all this kind of like stuff going on over here. And if you look, and what I'd say is remove that and put more of this in. One, because we can definitely see the logo in there, and this is kind of a cool look, but really important is that it looks really super organized, and that's what we want people to associate with the edges. And I don't think they actually did a lot of this stuff, that this was their responsibility, this material, but somebody's not going to know that. So that was the other part, is just to always keep an eye on. That was something Bill mentioned, is being cognizant of what's theirs and what's not theirs. But other than that, I think it was great, and these are just the minor tips I wanted to. Oh, last thing I didn't want to forget on the music for this. I did it in Audition just from the standpoint of I pulled in. Now you can do this in Premiere Pro for sure, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to have a little bit more control that you get in Audition, and so what I did is I brought the voice in, and Oops. So what I did is I brought the voice in, and then I kind of did the volume in here. Again, you can do that in Premiere Pro, but something I did a little bit differently is that the beat of the music, I wanted to end exactly on the last minute mark. So if you listen to the end of it, you can hear the music. It ends on a beat, and the music wasn't really ending at 60 seconds. And so I actually used the time feature to drag this to end. So what it's doing, it's stretching out the clip. And that's not something you can do in Audition, but you can, in Premiere Pro, but you can do it in Audition. And that just gives you a little bit more granular control, maybe a minor detail, but that was the last aspect of the music that I wanted to share with you. But other than that, if you can make the updates and then get this, make the background on there, I think we should be good to go. And I think it's a great video.